Hey everyone, happy to have you guys here. We are down to our last couple of hours on our campaign for my new card game for my film Snow Bear. So we thought we'd come on and do a live stream and promote it. And I thought I would do what we're trying to create the game for, and that's creating more hand-drawn animation. So I thought I would do some animation hand-drawn, and we could promote the last few hours of our campaign.
Yes, we are in the final 2 hours of our Kickstarter campaign now. It is crazy that it is coming to the end.
That's the fastest month I've ever had.
I know, isn't it? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Can't believe it's amazing to me.
Yeah, me too. Yep, looking good. Everything's looking good on all the platforms. We've got people watching on TikTok. We've got people watching on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. We got
all the socials.
YouTube, Facebook, the whole nine. And again, we are in the final 2 hours of our Kickstarter. We're over 550% funded for Snow Bear the card game, and we are closing in on 1,000 backers, which is super cool. And if you go on over to Kickstarter, or if you're on TikTok, you click the link in the bio, you can check it out.
As much as you guys can share this, that would be really great.
Yes. This is a little impromptu stream today, so.
So as you can see here, I'm having him come forward. So these are my 2 key drawings. I'm working the keys. Man, I miss the keys. I want to go back to the keys. I live in Florida. We live in Florida. I love the keys. But anyway, I create these keys. I do straight ahead animation and pose to pose, which is creating key drawings, which is what I'm doing today.
We will be taking some questions here in just a moment. Just wanted to get a couple things set up here. We're going to share this out with the Kickstarter backers as well.
So the reason I'm flipping the drawings is because I want to see the movement of the animation. I need to see that movement.
Got Benji on Facebook asking, how was Christmas?
Benji, Christmas was great. Christmas was awesome. Looking forward to the new year. This is how fast we're thinking. Christmas, you're 360 days too early.
Yeah, right.
So what I do is I'll rough it in like this. This is the range of movement. So he's going to start here, he's going to end up here, and he's got to take some steps in between. So I've got his end pose right here. And so I'm roughing this in, and then I'm going to tie it down. Normally I would do all the roughs first, and then I would tie everything down, but it's more interesting to tie it down as we go if I'm doing a demonstration, like I'm doing with you guys. Once again, we are in the final hours of my campaign for the game that I created based off of. And then, here it is right here. I'll pull the cards out here in a little bit. Based off of my film Snow Bear.
And you can back the project over on Kickstarter.
Snow Bear the card game.
It's a lot of fun, actually. It's
we played it for a couple of hours yesterday with the kids.
It's a little bit like Uno meets Rummy meets puzzle building. YouTube question from Render Journey. Hey Aaron, as an engineer, I sketch more than I draw or paint. I just started off with Procreate and wanted to know what are the key things to learn to get from simple sketches to more advanced art.
Well, that's, it's whether you're drawing digitally or traditionally, you start with the foundation, especially as an engineer. You have to start with that foundation. You don't create a structure without a foundation, and it's the same with drawing. So you want to start with a structural, you start with shapes. When you see me drawing these drawings, I don't start really detailed like this. I start with a circle for the head. I start with a kind of an egg shape for the body. I start with these simple shapes that I can then gradually build up more complexity to. And that's really what any art that I do, whether it's animation, drawing, painting, it all works the same way. And so that's what you want to do, whether you're drawing cartoons, realism, any of it. Start with the broad, work towards the complex.
How do you look at animals and simplify into soft shapes?
Well, that's kind of a little bit of what I was just talking about. So you got to find the shapes that are in there. For instance, I'll do a quick little demo. If I'm, a bear has all these, any animal has a lot of complexity to it, right? But if I think of just this circle and this fluid shape here, now I've got, this is a basic shape for a polar bear, okay? That nice fluid shape. That's what, you want to find the fluid shapes within. Then we can start adding details like a snout, like so. Which comes up, then the ears are going to be right here. I know the eye is going to be here. And then the shoulders sit in here. So I can add, and notice how I'm keeping all of this, I'm thinking of structure underneath, but it's still staying very simple. Actually, the body can be longer. And then we come down to these legs. And then on top of this, and maybe his foot's reaching out here, maybe he's going to take a step. But I know the anatomy. I make sure I know that anatomy first. So that's a very rough, quick, simple, soft shapes like you're talking about, way of starting a drawing. Then from there, I can add details. And that's how I think about all of my drawing. You just start, you've got to think about proportion, fluidity. I think about different sections, the head, the neck, the shoulders, the body, the pelvis, and the pelvis and the back legs. But I also think about the fluidity, how are they all connected? How do they flow together? And that's it with any pose that I'm drawing.
Someone just said, drinking game idea. Take a shot every time he says, like so.
Like so. You're going to get hammered.
I just embedded this live stream right on the Kickstarter page.
Hey, nice. I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't either.
Dang, would have been nice to know a month ago.
Yep. You can put it right in the little story page. So, got some other questions. My free animation paper course is missing after a browser change. I emailed, no reply yet. Well, we may have not gotten back through the Christmas holidays yet. We've been replying to a lot of tickets, but we've got a little bit of a backlog, so we will respond promptly. Should we be thinking that everything is like the bouncing ball?
In animation, yep. In animation, yes. Okay, so here's my start pose. I'm sorry, here's my start pose. Here's my end pose, right here. So now, I'm going to walk them through. And I want everything, I'm going to have him move in an arc. I'm going to have his head move in an arc. So I'm going to have this foot back here because this foot's not coming off the ground yet. I'm going to have this foot still on the ground, the front foot.
We're at 850 backers on Kickstarter.
Nice. Actually, this one is going to come off the ground. So here, he's reaching forward. $850 backers. I like that.
We've got 1,300 people watching on TikTok.
Thanks for watching, you guys. So you'll see he's stepping forward here. And this foot here, back here, is coming off the ground and he's stepping forward. This is how we did animation back in the day. We did everything on paper. So you can see his foot lifting off the ground right there.
Twitch question. Have you ever heard of Go Bland's and what are your thoughts about it?
I love Go Bland School. Matter of fact, they've got one of their films, one of their student films is shortlisted for the Oscars, and it's one of my favorite films. It's called The Shyness of Trees. I just watched it again yesterday. That film is so incredibly beautiful. It is poignant, it is philosophical, it is emotional. It is stunningly well laid out and designed. It is an honor to be included with them in the shortlist because it is such a beautiful film, and it's made by students.
It's amazing. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. I saw they had posted it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah. It's very simple, but it's just done very, very well. It's 8 minutes, I believe. Really well laid out and shot. Great cinematics.
Again, for people just tuning in, we are in the final 2 hours of our Kickstarter campaign, and for Snow Bear the card game, which is a game that Aaron designed and created based on the world of Snow Bear. We actually have other games in the pipeline
Yes.
that use a similar mechanic because it's a really a fun game. We wanted to get it out there though based around Snow Bear to support the film. And the idea is that if you buy support the Kickstarter, not only are you getting a copy of the game, you are also helping support future animation projects that we're going to be working on. Because our goal is to continue to make independent animation.
And to do good with it.
Yes.
Empathy, animation for conservation.
Yes, our
mission statement.
Our mission, we are working directly with Polar Bears International on these projects, as well as the National Parks Conservation Association. And we've got some other organizations we want to work with that we're in discussions with for some future projects. So stay tuned, support the project, and you'll be not only getting something fun, but doing something good.
You know, I asked myself a long time ago, what can I do to make change in the world? I draw cartoons for a living. Yeah, I mean, I entertain people, but how is that going to change? And I realized that you can create change, you can champion a cause through empathy, and you create empathy through good storytelling. And so we realized that early on. And so through storytelling and creating empathy for polar bears, for the environment, and for future projects that we're going to be working on, that's our goal now.
TikTok comment, he's a lefty.
I am a lefty. I'm the only one in my right mind. Yeah, my family's kind of interesting because I'm not the only lefty in my family. My entire family are left-handed. My brother, my mother, my father, and myself, we're all left-handed, which I think is kind of rare. There, so now you can start to see him. You see he's stepping forward. Oh, there's my cat. And if you're interested, these drawings will be available on the website as well.
Will your solo projects, will your upcoming animated projects also be animated solely by Aaron, or will you be hiring more artists?
No, that's one of the reasons we're trying to raise money. I want to bring other artists on. I don't want to take 3 years per project, unless it's a feature. If it's a feature, I still want to bring other artists on. But if it's a feature, yeah, it's going to take a couple of years if we get a feature down the road. But for shorter subjects, I don't want to take 3 years. I want to be able to turn these around within a year. So if we can do that, we have to, in order to do that, we have to be able to hire other artists. And that's the other thing too. These are going to be hand-drawn. They're hand-drawn films, human-made hand-drawn films. And so I want to keep artists employed. If I have the funds to employ artists right now, I do this based on the income that we make off of our business. That's what keeps me able to draw. But in order to bring other artists on, we have to raise funds in order to do it.
Are you the creator of Brother Bear?
I am. Yes, I was the director of Brother Bear. Chuck Williams and I came up with the concept of it. And then it was developed, with the crew, and we made it at Disney. Brother Bear started out as a story called Shadow Bear. That was our first initial start. Shadow Bear. And then it evolved and developed over 6 years I worked on it.
Discu on TikTok says you did a great presentation at Ringling.
Oh, thank you. My alma mater. Alma mater? Alma mater. I don't know. What's the matter?
Nothing. What's the matter with you?
All right, so there's 3 drawings. So now you'll start to see him walking forward. You see how that back foot comes off the ground, steps forward, then it's going to replace this foot here. So now the next drawing is doing just that.
We are officially under 2 hours on the Kickstarter, Aaron.
Oh boy. If you guys are interested in supporting hand-drawn animation, check it out. Check out our game. We're in the final 2 hours, less than 2 hours of our campaign.
If you are watching on TikTok, the link is in the bio. For everybody else, I am posting the link in the comments.
Have we gotten shadow banned at all on TikTok?
No, we're up to 2,500 people.
Oh, great. Usually if we say too many URLs, we get shadow banned on the TikTok.
All I've said is link and Kickstarter, but I haven't said any specific URLs. We had some people ask, will you be able to buy the card game after the Kickstarter?
Well, we're not sure yet. It depends on how many we print.
Well, we're definitely going to print more than the Kickstarter. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Actually, based on how many we've got, I guess not. Also, if you back the Kickstarter, you get the stretch goals, which you will not be able to get.
Right, that's true.
So we've already unlocked 3 stretch goals, which are a digital coloring book of all the characters, the Art of Snow Bear digital PDF, and also every order via the Kickstarter is also now going to come with stickers.
So here, notice what I'm doing with this foot. As this foot steps forward, you see how it lifts off the ground and drags behind? The other thing too, we're not sure that we can maintain the same price if we sell it on our site. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that.
So back to the Kickstarter because you're guaranteed to get a copy. Why do you flip the paper so much?
I flip it. I'm constantly flipping it to make sure I'm putting my line work in the right place. I flip the paper to see the movement. Always. Flipping the paper, as an animator, especially, I've been doing this for 38 years, flipping the paper becomes like breathing. You don't even think about it. I'm looking to see where my lines go. I'm always flipping. Because what I'm trying to do is like this nose. I'm looking at the nose here and looking at the nose here. I flip it back and forth between the two so I can find that spot in between. I'm following an arc as well.
Mr. Trunian on YouTube says, Aaron, 2 of your books, 1 of your original drawings, and soon a pack of Snow Bear cards have all made it to Estonia. Thank you for being a fantastic inspiration.
Estonia, baby. I love it.
We ship all over the world. We ship Aaron's art books. We ship the card game.
Yeah, so if you're wondering if, because you're international, if you're outside the United States, if you're wondering if we ship, yes, we do. Anywhere in the world. We used to have a tally of how many countries we've had students buy from and we've shipped to. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can find it somewhere, but it's
most of them.
yes. There's very few we haven't. Amazing work. I'm trying to learn to improve my 2D animation skills on TV Paint and traditional. How is the 2D animation artist industry for newbies or independent projects?
Well, the independent projects, you can create your own independent project. So that's kind of, depends on how you define it, I guess. But, it's not what it was in the 90s, but it's still going strong. And, I'm of the mindset that 2D only goes away if we let it go away. So if you want to be a 2D filmmaker, you can create your own films. You don't have to. Now, if you're looking to make a career at it and you need to make money at it, it's going to be harder than it was in the 90s for sure. But it's still being done.
By the way, for people who don't know, we crossed 1.5 million. Well, actually, we crossed 1.6 million views on Snow Bear on YouTube. So if you have not seen Snow Bear yet, go to YouTube and search it.
Oh yeah.
Hey everyone, Aaron Blaze here. Over the past
Bring the entire head down a little bit.
And you may not have heard the news, but Snow Bear was shortlisted for the Academy Awards.
Yes. So that means they're going to be taking a vote in mid-January to decide the nominees, and we have a chance at becoming a nominee for the Oscars, so we'll see what happens. There's some great films in there. Oh my gosh, there's some really great films in there.
What's the most difficult art medium you've ever tried? Question from Facebook.
Sculpting.
Really?
Yeah, sculpting to me is really difficult. I really struggle at it.
Again, we are now under 2 hours for Snow Bear the card game. We'll show some of the cards here in a little bit, but if you want to support the project, head on over to Kickstarter or on TikTok, tap that link in the bio. YouTube question. Hey, Aaron.
Hey.
I've loved your Fundamentals of Animation course. I'm facing a problem with drawing. I cannot keep my forms consistent. Can you please suggest some exercises?
One thing you always want to do if you want to keep your drawings consistent is constantly compare it back to that first drawing that you started with. I'm always going back to that first drawing and looking at it. And then I'm also thinking about simple forms. Think about the simple forms that make up whatever it is that you're drawing. And that will help. The more simply you can think, the easier it is to keep something consistent. And so that's the goal, is to think in simple terms. Because then you add the complexity on later. And then it's practice. It really is practice. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And that's kind of my cliched, canned answer for everything. And unfortunately, it's the most truthful answer. It's mileage. The more you do it, the better you get.
Hey there, animation student from the Philippines.
Hey!
Also doing traditional animation for class. Do you ever get art burnout? And if so, how do you deal with it? Because I'm struggling with it at times.
I don't. You know, when you're doing a lot of assignments, when you're working for somebody, yes, you're going to get burnout. Take a break. Walk away for a little while. Nick and I, we work 24/7, and we do get. We got to take breaks every once in a while. Although I'm not sure when we've had a break last.
No.
We need to practice.
We need to somehow take a break to schedule some time to take a break.
Yeah. So you can burn out. Yes. As far as inspiration goes, I've got too many ideas. So the more you work, flexing your creative muscle is like anything else. The more you do it, the stronger that gets. And so I don't have any shortage of ideas or inspiration, I guess, of things that I want to do. It's more time in the days in the week and time in the day. But you can get burned out, and you have to save time for family, for relationships, because you can wear out a relationship if you're working too much. If you're a parent, make sure you save time for your kids.
Lenosk, or Twitch comment, I'm going to show my mom later today Snow Bear once she comes back home. She's a fan of Brother Bear movies and loves the old Disney style.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Zounji says, hey everyone, happy Christmas, happy New Year.
Zoungelina, happy birthday, Zounji.
Yeah, happy birthday, Zounji. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You, Zounji, and my wife Selena have the same birthday.
And Gloria.
And my niece and Aaron's daughter, Gloria. Yep.
Yeah.
You're in good company.
And he remembered that too, by the way. He mentioned it to me yesterday when I...
Yeah, Zounji's the best. He remembers that type of stuff. You're the best around.
So now you can start to see, as I get these key drawings in here, what started out, that first drawing, that last drawing, imagine this is a shot and he's just kind of stepping forward in the shot. This is how I would work it out. So I'm working out these key drawings. He comes forward, he places that paw down on the ground right here, then that back foot comes off the ground in order to step forward, and then he continues forward, this foot comes off the ground, like so, and then he's kind of holding it up in the air. Maybe he's going to nudge something on the ground. Like so. Let's show the game.
Yes, and while you're doing that, someone asks on Twitch, could you tell us which movies you worked on?
I worked on some Roger Rabbit cartoons and short cartoons. I worked on The Rescuers Down Under. Then I went on to Beauty and the Beast, where I animated the Beast. I was one of the Beast animators. I went on to Aladdin, where I created Raja the tiger. And then I went on to The Lion King, where I created Nala. And then we went on to Pocahontas, where I was one of the Pocahontas animators. And then on to Mulan. I created Yao and the Ancestors. And then I directed Brother Bear. And we just finished Snow Bear. So there you go.
And we want to do more animation.
Yes. So The game consists of, if you've seen the film, and if you haven't seen the film, go check it out. In the film, our polar bear, this guy right here, his name is Glenn, and he's lonely. He's trying to make friends. He can't make friends. And so, as a last resort, he makes a snow bear as a companion. And so the game is all about that. It's making friends. So here, I've got Glenn right here. So all the characters are made up of pieces. We've got snow bears, we've got real characters, and in this case, we've got Glenn, our character. And the object of the game is to put characters together, assemble them. There's always 6 characters in play, and if you're the one to lay the last piece, you win that character. But there are snow melt cards, so you can melt somebody else's character after they've won it. There's iceberg drift cards where you can steal their character. There's draw 3, draw 2, draw 1. If you melt someone's character, someone else can play a blizzard card and they can reconstitute it and steal it. So there's all kinds of really fun ways that the game plays. It's not just assembling characters. You can steal them, you can melt them, you can do all kinds of stuff. And it's all based on the world of the film, Snow Bear. So if I had laid that last piece, I would have won this character right here, Snow Bear. And so Glenn, our character. And so you can see the cards, when they're placed together, right, they make up the character, and then you take it in and you take it and put it in front of you. And then, but other people can steal it, and it's really fun. And the first person to go out wins that round, or not wins the round, but that ends the round, and then everybody counts up their points. And each card is worth a point. Polar bears are worth 2 points per card. So there's all kinds of fun stuff to the room.
TikTok question, is that Kenai? No, that's not Kenai. This is Glenn the polar bear, although Aaron directed Brother Bear, so he's very familiar with Kenai.
Yeah, so everybody keeps saying, this reminds me of Brother Bear. This looks like Brother Bear. Well, there's a reason for that. I made Brother Bear. So it's in the same style because that's my art style.
We have 99 minutes to go on the Kickstarter.
99 minutes and not a show to watch. 99 channels. Springsteen song.
Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink.
All right.
Where do you find jobs for animation or animating? Like, where's a general good place to start searching?
Online. Look at studios that interest you and look online.
Yeah, if you're talking about employment at a studio, if you're talking about freelance jobs, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, usually your local community, there's all kinds of animation that's needed in the world. Motion graphics is a form of animation. What do you feel about Disney Plus wanting to add AI to their app?
I don't know how to feel about that. AI is a problem, right? Everyone knows that. It's interesting to me that Disney has been fighting for years and years and years about their IP. I remember reading articles about a daycare that had Disney characters on their wall that they didn't get permission for, and they had to paint over it, things like that. Now they're willing to license their stuff for AI to do. So I don't know. We're in bizarro world right now, as far as I'm concerned, and it's. I think the Disney thing, my opinion is that it's if you can't beat them, join them mentality, I think is what they're doing. I think they realize that it's going to be done anyway. People are going to do it anyway, so why not cash in on it? There might be an element of that, at least, and then maybe they can hold a little bit of control over their characters. But I think beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I know that, as far as I'm concerned, I'm staying in my lane. Nick and I are really focusing on the notion of human-made creativity. And that's one of the greatest responses we've got from Snow Bear, putting it out there, is people responding to the fact that it was made by a human, that it was made by hand. And so with the advent, with AI pushing so much now, I think I'm going to push even harder in this, let's not lose our humanity. Let's keep pushing our human-made creativity. So our visuals, all this stuff, when I'm creating animation, I'm doing it by hand. I'm not necessarily doing it on paper all the time, but I'm definitely doing it by hand.
TikTok question. You worked on The Lion King. What character did you work on?
I created this character right here. Look at this. 'Cause I've got her maquette. I created Nala, young Nala. This is created by my friend Ruben Procopio and Tracy Lee. Tracy was my cleanup assistant on Nala and The Lion King, and Ruben Procopio was our sculptor, one of the sculptors, and he was a cleanup head of department for the film as well. And not only do I have that, check this out. I've got the maquette. These are priceless, by the way, so I get very nervous handling them. But here's Simba. Simba's painted, obviously. Nala, I didn't get painted. But these are the original maquettes. These were actually used in the film for animators, cleanup artists to use as drawing reference. And so we use these, and they sit on our desks. And there's only a small number of these made for the artists, and then they're made for the movie itself. So I hate even picking it up. But for you guys, I'll do it.
Instagram question. I know you were the director, but did you also do any of the animation for Brother Bear?
I did, yeah. When towards the end, as my meetings were starting to wind down a little bit, things were slowing down, and I'd have a little bit of extra time, I actually animated. Yeah. So I did a handful of shots of Kenai as a bear when he first wakes up. I did a shot of Tanana when Kenai first opens his eyes, and we are seeing through his eyes, and Tanana stands up in the shot, and she walks towards camera and dabs his forehead. That was my animation. And then when he hears the chipmunks talking, and he walks over and looks down and sees the chipmunks, and he goes, "You just talked." All that stuff. I animated all that, and then when Tanana disappears and he's saying, "I don't even know where the earth touched the sky," or whatever he's saying there. I can't remember.
TikTok question. What do you mean by cleanup?
Oh, okay. I took that for granted. Good question. Cleanup is, you see how I'm drawing? All these drawings are kind of rough. They look kind of nice on camera, but they're not the clean, pristine drawings that you see on the screen that end up getting colored. As a matter of fact, I was with Disney for 21 years. In that 21 years, you never saw, when I was and as an animator, you never saw a single one of my drawings on the screen. What you saw were my cleaned up drawings. So I have assistants that would come through and take every one of these rough drawings, put a new sheet of paper down, and redraw it nice and clean. And so that's the term cleanup.
So so you're basically responsible for the performance and the acting and the timing and
the drawing. Showing where it's showing where the drawings are going to go. Where some of the guys were really rough, and the cleanup artists they went through hell. But I tried very hard to get my drawings what's called on model. So I would try to get not just the performance, but I would try to really get it to where all they had to do was, I tried to make their job as easy for them as possible.
We'll let people know, again, that might just be joining us. We have less than 2 hours left. In fact, we're under an hour and a half. We're basically just about an hour and a half left on our Kickstarter campaign for Snow Bear, the card game. The link is in the bio on TikTok and on all the other platforms. The link is in the comments. Got 2,300 people watching on TikTok, Aaron.
All right. So once again, check out the link in the bio, and if If you support the game, you are supporting hand-drawn animation, and you're supporting polar bears. Like I was saying earlier, Nick and I, we're trying to find ways that not only, to pay our mortgage, but, we all want to make money and put money in the bank. But we also, I want to help. I want to do things with our, with our influence and our abilities. And so being able to create a swell toward causes that we believe in, that's something we want to do with animation. And so we're trying to do that with Snow Bear. We're trying to do it with future projects. Animation for conservation.
I've noticed that you always have a really strong sense of storytelling in your animation, and I just wanted to say that I really love that. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you. Storytelling that's really the basis. One of the things I always talk about when I talk about story is that, animation is just there to support it. Story is the one part of the filmmaking process that really can stand on its own. That's the thing that we've been doing for 1,000,000 years. We sit around a campfire, we sit around and we sit inside the cave, and we would tell stories. That's where it started. So if you can tell a good story, you're most of the way there. The rest is in support of the story. Everything else is in support of the story. So the visuals are all there to support that compelling notion that you're trying to get across.
Did you work on Jungle Book?
I did not work on Jungle Book. Jungle Book was made in 1967, I believe it was. I was born in 1968, so a little bit off there. It came out before I was born. And no, I didn't meet Walt Disney.
If he's frozen, you still could.
That's true.
So you should start saying, I haven't met Walt.
Yeah, I haven't yet met Walt Disney.
What does a director overall do in the animation industry at Disney specifically?
The director is responsible creatively for everything. So it's the writing, it's the design, it is the animation. It's, the director is really, the main part of the director's responsibility is story, making sure the story is compelling and consistent and good all the way through. But then they're also the final say. You've got art directors, you've got production designers, you've got the head of departments and everything else. But at the end of the day, it's the director that has the final approval. They work with the actors. They work with the musicians, the composers, the songwriters. So the director is really involved with every aspect of the filmmaking process in animation. That's why I like it, because you really, your responsibilities change up on a regular basis, which is really a lot of fun. It keeps the job very interesting. One of my other loves is music. I love music. Had I not been a visual artist, I probably would have become a musician. I just love it so much. And so being able to work with Phil Collins on Brother Bear and Tina Turner and Mark Mancina, that was really a dream come true.
This must be somebody just joining. Did you work on The Lion King or their sequels? Yes, Aaron worked on the original Lion King. He designed and animated young Nala. Do you have any advice from Twitch? Question, do you have any advice for someone wanting to get into the animation industry, portfolio-wise, and social media content, etc.?
Yeah, so your social media content, you want to just keep it up, constantly be updating it, adding to it, be consistent with it. As far as, you got to decide what it is that you want to do. and gear your portfolio toward that. That's the biggest thing. And if you want to be an animator, make sure you have a lot of animation shots and reels, and have your reel updated. Constantly be updating it, adding more to it. If you want to be a character designer, have lots of character designs in there. Think about the studio you want to apply to, and make sure that you're consistent with the design style that they work in. You don't want to use a Family Guy portfolio for Disney. It's not going to get you in the door. So those are some of the things you want to think about, and know that you're competing with everyone out there. So you want to put your best foot forward. Student walk cycles aren't going to get you in the door for animation.
Do you like the new 3D animation at Disney, such as Lion King, Zootopia, and such?
I like Zootopia, yeah. The Lion King stuff I think is okay. I prefer the 2D, to that kind of stuff. I feel like going super realistic, they're losing, in my opinion, they lose a little bit of ability to emote, to create expressions.
I'm going to abbreviate this question a little bit, but they say, I'm developing a story about a meerkat being held hostage by an African village and befriended by a girl. Do you have any story advice for me?
Make it true, make it real. Find something in yourself that you can identify with. Every story I tell, let me get through that, there we go. Every story I tell has an element of something that I've experienced. I've never been a polar bear living in the Arctic, but I've been lonely, and I dig into those emotions and try to make it real on the screen. In Brother Bear, I have a lot of brothers, and I pulled from that. So it's creating honesty in your storytelling. You want to be honest. Be truthful in your storytelling. Don't go for the gag. Don't go for yes, you want to have gags, but you don't go for the ooh, this is cool. You want emotion. Emotion is what really sells it, in my mind. You can have fun. Pixar does it really well. Pixar has what we call really well-balanced films. They're not dramas, they're not straight-up comedies, they're balanced. And so when you can get something that's well-balanced, then, it's understanding pacing in your writing. It's understanding, when to play pull on the heartstrings and when to make people laugh, when to make them angry, when to put them on the edge of their seat. And that all comes from honest storytelling, but also understanding pacing and all of that. So you want to study all of that stuff.
Kate Lionart 07 on YouTube asks, do you have a Maya course on your website? I know there's a Blender course. We have one coming soon, actually. There's one in the works right now, being filmed by James Crosley. It's going to be about kind of blending a 2.5D hybrid style 2D, 3D look. Is this Brother Bear? TikTok question.
Nope. This is Snow Bear. Now, the reason it looks like Brother Bear is because I directed Brother Bear. And so the style is just naturally going to be similar. But this is a polar bear.
We are under an hour and a half to go on our Snow Bear, the card game Kickstarter. We are over 580% funded now. We are accelerating. Thank you so much for everybody who's supported the project. If you head on over to Kickstarter and back the project, you are guaranteed not only a copy of the game, but we also unlocked 3 stretch goals on the Kickstarter project, which are a digital PDF coloring book, a digital Art of Snow Bear book, and every order is going to get stickers thrown in. And that is available exclusively through the Kickstarter.
So now we've got 5 drawings done. So as I flip through here, now you'll start to see, now you can really start to feel that animation. And you notice, you know, I move him in an arc because it feels more fluid that way. See there? And also, let me show you, if you get the top tier, let me do this really quick. If you get the top tier supporter on our Kickstarter, if you choose to do that, this is what you're going to get. This is what I've been working on. Also, I got to make sure my hands aren't too dirty.
Everyone who backs the top tier is getting one of these.
Yes, and these, every single one, you'll see I've got a lot right here, but every single one is different.
These are original drawing / paintings. They're ink and watercolor on a handmade watercolor paper. And if you support the top tier of the Kickstarter campaign, you will get one of these.
Yes, these are all originals. They are hand painted, hand drawn. Oops, there we go. I'll put them here. Make sure I'm pulling up to the right place.
There you go.
Every single one is different. And I've got, and you never know. You don't know who's going to get what. There he is with some flowers. Some of them have some birds. But they're all watercolor and brush pen.
Zounji says, did I imagine that, or was there potentially a hologram card tier or stretch goal? Yes, we had a stretch goal for some, not hologram, but foil cards. We haven't hit that yet, so if you guys get really active in the next 82 minutes.
If we hit up, what's 100K?
I think it's 150.
Yeah, hey, if you get us up over 150, then yeah, we'll do it. I'd be glad to do it. That'll definitely help fund a new short. That's the goal. So you can see all of these are completely different. And I've got a bunch more to go. Make me work, people. Get these. They will, hey, think about the investment value. Who knows how many years I got left in me.
Wow.
These could be super rare.
So again, if you head on over to Kickstarter and support this project in the next 82 minutes, one of these drawings could be yours.
So, and I've got so many more. So there you go.
78 minutes, actually. TikTok comment, you should have one playing the guitar.
Yeah. Snow guitar.
Twig guitar.
Yes.
I like a banjo made of snow with a twig as the neck.
Yeah. All right, so we're back to our drawings. Back to our regularly scheduled program here. So, once again, these will be available on our site as well. These drawings signed.
We actually are getting low on originals on the site right now, but if you go over to Creature Art Teacher /originals, you can check it out.
All right, so let's do another drawing here. How are we doing on the TikTok?
Good, we're at 2,000.
All right. I'm glad we didn't manage to, we haven't managed to get shadow banned. I always manage to get shadow banned somehow or another.
we were 2,900 was our peak, and then it's funny. Anytime you stop animating, it dips, and then when you start animating, it climbs.
I'm telling you, everyone loves to see animation. I love that. That makes me happy. I want to thank you guys for all of your support.
Comment on Instagram. Thank you for inspiring all of us 2D animators from pencil and paper era to keep dreaming that our work can still be relevant today.
Hey, it only goes away if we let it go away. So don't let it go away. We all have the power to do it. So do it. You got the power.
The sound of the paper being flipped back and forth is sort of soothing in a way. It is, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you should have heard the studio. The sound when you walked into the studio and there's 150 people out on the floor flipping paper. That's all you heard.
Do you plan on making the Gang 2 poster on Creature Art Teacher? Remember you did the second Gang? We never made that available for sale. We should put that up there.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm actually going to be doing a course on how to draw dogs, domestic dogs. I'm going to pick the 10 most common breeds, most popular breeds, and that's what I'm going to do the course on.
Something tells me you won't stop at 10.
I probably won't. Because I know I'm going to get, we'll get letters from people saying, hey, what about the blah, 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 and the blah, 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 and the Norwegian wolf terrier hound thing.
Talk to us a little about your desk, Aaron. If you were to put a monetary price on it, how much would that be?
$1 million. No, I don't know. For me, this is priceless. This is the desk that I animated The Lion King on. This is the desk that I animated The Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I've got a carving right here in the corner of my desk that you guys can't see. It's over here. That the day that I started on The Lion King, I carved a lion head into the desk. To me, it's priceless.
Now, the desks in general, I've seen them, they occasionally come up on sites like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, occasionally, and I've seen them in basically the $3,000 to $4,000 range, but I've seen them higher too, so I've seen them go for over 10. So it kind of...
Yeah, those are the generic ones that they don't really know who had it. I think this desk is probably... I've had this specific desk for 32 years, something almost 35 years, something like that.
It belongs in a museum.
Well, my good friend Press Romanius, who passed away a few years ago, his desk, he was the inspiration for me carving my desk. He'd carved Aladdin and he carved Pocahontas and he had all these really beautiful carvings in his desk. And his desk did end up in the museum.
Again, for people just joining us, we are live streaming sort of a bonus Sunday live stream in celebration of the final hours. Actually, we are under 2 hours. We're coming up on the final hour, as a matter of fact, of our Snow Bear the Card Game Kickstarter, which you can support us by backing the project. You're guaranteed a copy of the Snow Bear card game. We've got signed copies available. You could get original art. There is all kinds of stuff. If you're watching on TikTok, the link is in the bio.
Are you old enough to remember the Jerry Lewis Telethon?
Yes. Yep.
Because I can't remember when those discontinued, but...
Was that always Labor Day weekend?
It was.
Yeah. Labor Day or Memorial Day, I couldn't remember.
This reminds me of that. It was a big event when I was a kid, when I was young.
It was still pretty big when I was a kid too. I remember I watched it. They went all the way through the mid 80s. I wonder when let me look that up. When was the last?
It was every year. And they really raised some good money.
Yeah.
Hey, we should we should do something like that. That would be kind of cool.
So it was Labor Day. I was wrong. Wow, it went all the way to 2014.
What? Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Because it was her muscular dystrophy. That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, that's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah.
Do an animation marathon or telethon. Well, back then it was a telethon. It'd be different now, but that would be a cool. What do you guys think? I think that could be a cool. Most of you don't even know what we're talking about, probably. But back in the day, Jerry Lewis, and if you don't know who Jerry Lewis was a really major comedian, funny actor. He wasn't part of the Brat Pack, was he?
No.
Technically?
No, not
But it was during that era.
Yeah.
And he did a telethon every year back when I was a kid, back through the 70s into the 80s, 90s. Nick was just saying it ended in 2014.
He was no longer on it at that point. They continued.
But and it was there to raise money, and that could be a kind of a cool thing to do in the spirit. And we pick a cause, and we do something like that.
There's actually a tradition on Twitch. I think it's Games Done Quick, is what it's called. They do an annual where they play games for 24 hours and raise money for charity, and they've raised millions.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's kind of inspiring. I'd like to do something like that. What do you guys think? And actually, you know, it'd be cool if we organized it the right way.
You bring other people in.
You bring other people on, and it's a 24-hour animation marathon, and then we cut it all together. How cool would that be?
Be super cool.
Oh, I'm all excited now. That'd be fun. So notice how when I flip back and forth, see the hair on his arm right here? Watch. See how it's dragging? You know, it's reacting to the movement.
Some do subathons where your sub adds a certain amount of time and the money gets donated later on. Oh, that's cool.
What is it?
So the more subscribers you add, it adds time to the stream.
Oh, that's cool. I like that, yeah.
Lots of people on Twitch are very excited about this idea.
Yeah,
And,
if we
someone's saying they actually do it. Games Done Quick now actually goes for 7 days.
Wow. Let's start small.
Yeah. YouTube comment. I am listening to you guys from the back of a horse. I know Aaron likes horses, so I thought I would share.
All right. Where are you?
The Twitch follow-up. Sometimes those subathons end up lasting for weeks
Wow.
because it extends the time.
Think of the good we could do. See, once again, I remember asking myself, what can I do as an animator, as a cartoonist? How can I help the world? Well, right there, there's things like that we can do that can make change, you can make someone else's life better.
The person who asked for some story advice earlier said, what do you think about having a Savo lion as the main antagonist for their story?
It was the Savo brothers that killed all the people back in the turn of the century.
Isn't that what...
This Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah, there's a movie about that called Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah. They killed like 200 some odd people.
Again, I want to let people know we are in the final hours of our Kickstarter for Snow Bear the card game, which is a really, really fun game. It's sort of like Uno meets puzzle building meets Rummy. The whole idea is you lay down cards to build these characters. You're literally making friends. And then the idea is whoever lays down the last piece picks up that character and gets all those points. But you don't just get the character, you can steal characters because some of the characters are snow bears. You can melt them and steal them. You can use Blizzard cards and bring them back to life. Check it out. The link is in the bio on Kickstarter and the link is in the comments on the other platform.
And if you get us up over 150K, you get a foil card.
We got a ways off on that, but hey. I believe in the power of the internet.
I believe. I'm falling in love.
General Spoopobi says, I had no idea you had a Twitch until you just said that. I'm following you there now.
Oh, I thought you meant my nervous twitch.
And then someone else on Twitch says, Ghost in the Darkness is such a great film.
It is.
I believe it won an Oscar for sound effects.
Oh, did it?
If I remember correctly. For sound
Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer.
Is it worth learning illustration or should that time be put elsewhere?
No, of course it's worth illustration. Is the only difference between fine art and illustration is you're getting paid for a job. It's really illustration is still fine art. Illustration is art. So no, learn illustration. Yes, learn art. Learn to create. So I'm going to come back here now. I'm going to add a drawing in between these two.
TikTok question, are you the creator of Brother Bear?
I am one of the creators of Brother Bear. I am the director of Brother Bear. One of the directors. I was one of two directors. And yes.
You were officially the first one.
I was the first person on. Chuck and I came up with the concept for the Brother Bear that everyone knows.
The Jack of Some Trades on Twitch says, shout out to the person reading off the questions. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for helping us engage. Janet says, I grew up visiting the Savo lions at Chicago's Field Museum of Natural History.
Yes, I've seen them as well. I love that museum. I've got a sketchbook where I've got the Allosaurus skeleton all sketched out in my book.
When you say Chuck, do you mean Chuck Jones helped you develop Brother Bear?
No, Chuck Williams, who is also on our site. And he's going to be with me on January 22nd teaching our story boot camp. So if you're interested in learning that, we've also got that on our site. We are teaching an in-person story boot camp January 22nd, right?
Yes, 22nd through 26th. It's 4 days of live learning in Orlando, Florida. Go to the site /live or the link in the bio.
Like I said, we've got a lot of irons in the fire.
How did you find that rotating light table?
This has been my animation desk. When I started at Disney in 1989, that's when I got this table. These were made by the Disney company when they created the animation attraction at MGM Studios, which is now Hollywood Studios, in Orlando, Florida. these desks were specifically made for that studio.
They might be referring to the disc specifically, which was given to you with the desk, right? And
Yes,
then,
it came with the desk. This is a 16-field Acme pegged animation disc.
You can order those discs. It's a company out of Korea, South Korea, I believe, makes them. They are quite expensive. They're pretty pricey to order them. However, I forgot to tell you this, Aaron. We got a message from a company on Instagram that's a company out of India that makes animation supplies
Hey!
and is interested in talking to us.
All that is awesome.
And they make discs. I saw theirs, and they make little kind of folding tables like we were using at CTN and all kinds of stuff.
We need to get over to India because it's been, last time I was in India was in 2012.
Yeah. We officially have 1 hour to go on our Kickstarter, everybody. 1 hour. Kickstarter for Snow Bear the card game. Head on over, check it out. Link in the bio on TikTok. Link in the comments on everywhere else.
Spread the word. Bird.
Pledges are accelerating. Thank you so much for all the support. We are in the final hour.
It's the final countdown.
Went a little high there for you, didn't it?
Yeah, I did. Down.
Kind of got away from you.
Can't sing like I used to.
General Sapopi, happy birthday. Lots of people on Twitch are saying happy birthday.
Happy birthday?
Yeah, it's one of our viewer on Twitch's birthday today.
Oh, nice. Happy birthday. It's Nick's birthday next week.
It is. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
following week technically, right? The 8th.
yeah, the 8th.
Just
Which
under
is,
2
I'm
weeks.
not going to be here.
Yeah, you're not, aren't you?
Are you going with me, or is it just
We haven't
us?
really talked about it. I didn't plan on it because it felt like it was kind of a fast trip, but we haven't really discussed it, so I don't know. What do you think?
But I'm going to be in New York on the 8th. Is it the 8th? No, I'm going to be in London.
New York on the 6th.
On the 6th. I'm
You're
going to be in New York.
London on the 8th.
I'm going to be in London on the 8th.
Showing Snow Bear.
Yes.
Do you offer one-on-one mentoring?
I don't. Not yet. But we are doing boot camps where I do get together with everyone in the class one-on-one while the class is being taught. And we are looking at ways of doing paid mentorships.
This reminds me of a scene out of The Simpsons. Aaron Viking Meerkat, who asked those questions about the Savo lion in their story, said, "I'd love to stay, but I'm actually in church right now, so thank you for answering my questions." I'm imagining them hiding their phone in the pew with headphones. Wow, Aaron, says Julia, so you're going to be traveling again soon, huh?
Yeah.
It wasn't on the books, but now it is.
Yeah.
Once we made that short list.
Once we made the short list, all of a sudden it's like, you have to be here, you got to be here, you got to be here. Can you make it here? And it's like, oh my gosh.
But it is an exciting problem to have.
It is.
Again, we are now under 1 hour for Snow Bear the card game. We are live, celebrating. We're over 580% funded. We're closing in on 1,000 backers. Let's see if we can hit that 1,000 backers, everybody. And as a reminder, if you back the top tier, you get an original painting from Aaron.
Yeah, I'll show those off here in
Pen
just
and
a
ink
second.
watercolor drawing. We're up to 3,500 on TikTok, by the way, Aaron.
All right.
3,600 is in climbing.
Thanks, you guys. Keep sharing. You just for a second. I got to step out just for a second.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'll show you guys. We've got actually a couple of versions of the card game. We've got, this is the Tuck Box edition. We've got the deluxe edition as well. So when you get the game, this has actually been produced. This was a prototype. So it comes with the little rule sheet. It tells you how the game works, the objective of the game. And then it also shows you there's like a character model sheet. And what's cool about the cards themselves is they've got these little pieces on them. So there's like draw 3 cards, but they've got these little legends, and it'll tell you where that fits in the puzzle, so you have an idea of where you're supposed to go with it. And Aaron is back, so I will turn it back over to him.
Awesome. I was just grabbing, I heard Vedanta's voice out there.
Oh, was your mic on that whole time?
Yep.
I don't know what you're saying, but your mic
Oh,
was
I
on.
was just saying, I was just telling Vedanta that she can come in and give us a hand.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just reminding you your mic was on. Just occurred to me if you were out there talking.
Yeah. Just letting her know that we were on, because she didn't realize we were on. So I was saying, hey, come on in, help us out. This is, she and I do our TikTok live streams quite a bit.
Will this live be recorded? Yes.
This is recorded.
$54 minutes to go. We've got 3,000 people watching on TikTok. As soon as we stopped drawing, it dropped.
Well, I'm drawing. I'm back.
Draw, Aaron, draw.
Draw.
Have you ever drawn any dragons?
Yes, a lot.
In fact, we have a course on digital painting in Photoshop. And you do a whole lesson on drawing a dragon in that course, as I recall. And do you do a dragon in the creature design course? No.
I can't remember. Yes, I think I do.
Do you? I couldn't remember. You're now 590% funded on Kickstarter. Thank you, everybody.
Nice. Thanks, you guys.
People are saying this is sick on TikTok. This is so cool. Jingles on TikTok says, just purchased the card game. Thank you. So excited.
Thank you. Let me get this up here. Let's get another drawing done.
We are almost up to 500 shares on TikTok. Let's go ahead and hit that share button. You want to do something special if we hit 500?
Yeah. What should we do?
We got a piece of Disney memorabilia or something we can show.
Oh, you know what? Let's. I've got my up top there. There's a couple of things. There's the Academy nomination.
Yeah.
I'll show you what an Academy nomination looks like, because I've been nominated once before.
Some tickets fell out of it, so I don't know what these tickets are. I don't want to lose them. These fell out of it.
Okay, let's put those in there. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there, so I don't know if that's all. You want me to pull the non-relevant stuff out?
No, I got it.
We are at 490 shares, 493 shares. Keep sharing if you're on a repost. Hit that repost button. Instagram comment, I love animation.
Yes. So do I. I've been doing it for 38 years and I still love it.
Kate Leonardo 7 says, I bought a book called Animation Survival Kit by Richard Williams. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's one of the best ones out there.
We just crossed 500 shares on TikTok. Thank you, everybody.
Yay, thanks you guys. All right, so you ever want to see what a nomination looks like?
This is from back in 2003, right?
Yeah, for the Oscars of 2004. It got a little damaged in one of my moves. But from 2004, this is the folder it comes in.
A little left for TikTok, just so you know.
Okay, right there.
Yep.
And then we open it up, and it's got the certificate of nomination. Be it known that Aaron Blaise and Robert Walker were nominated for an Academy Award of Merit for Outstanding Achievement in 2003 for the animated film Brother Bear, signed by the President. And these are all hand-inked, all of these. It looks like it's printed, but they're actually, the entire thing is hand-inked. Everything in here is hand-inked.
So if we are fortunate enough to make the next round for Snow Bear, you might get another one of these.
It would be very nice. Yeah, that would be very nice. So there's that. And then I've got a couple of other things here. These are Phil Collins concerts that I saved the tickets. These are my tickets for the Phil Collins when I was working with Phil Collins. So this is the ticket for the New Amsterdam Theater for the premiere, the world premiere of Disney's Brother Bear. Yes, I had, even as the director, I had to have a ticket to get in.
Don't you have a funny story about that?
Yeah, I do have a funny story. So we had our premiere, and then we had the after party, and I did some interviews after the premiere. So I was late getting to the after party, and I left all of my credentials. I left my credentials at the interview. So I got in the limo, went to the after party, and the security guard wouldn't let me in. I said, but I directed the movie. He goes, I don't know that. I don't know who you are. So the head of our company had to come in and vouch for me. It was kind of funny. I could see Phil Collins in there, and he was waiting. But these are all letters from the Academy, February 27th, 2004. Oh, the class photo, I have a photograph of all of us, all the nominees. We went out for a luncheon, and I was standing next to Roy Disney, and there's all the nominees from the Academy Awards showed up to this luncheon, and we had our photo taken. That was pretty cool.
TikTok comment, I love Brother Bear. My son is named Kenai.
Oh, that's amazing.
We've heard lots of dogs and animals. I haven't seen too many people named Kenai. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is the original letter, January 27th, 2004. On behalf of the Academy, I'm delighted to formally notify you that you have been nominated for an Academy Award in the Animated Feature category for Brother Bear. Congratulations. Frank Pearson. So there's that. That was kind of neat. Oh, and Kenai awaking as a bear. When he first wakes up, these are the scripts, and this is the script, and here's some of the voiceover stuff. And I had Phil sign it for me. Oh, no, sorry. This is not Phil. This is Rick Moranis. These are the actual pages that I used when we recorded Rick Moranis, who did the voice of Rut. Rut. He did the voice of Rut.
The moose.
Yeah, the moose. Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and all kinds of great stuff. Ghostbusters. And good luck with Brother Bear. There you go. But this is the actual script page right here.
You want to go back to drawing? We lost people.
Yeah. Yep, that's all right.
Well, that is pretty cool. I've never seen the Rick Moranis thing before.
Yeah, I forgot I had it actually.
That's super cool. We are under 1 hour to go. We got 47 minutes. Back us on Kickstarter. Link in the bio on TikTok.
Vedant is here.
Hey!
Yay! Hey everybody, how's it going? Almost a new year, huh?
Support us on our Kickstarter campaign. We are over 590% funded, which means if you pre-order, you are guaranteed a copy of the game plus the 3 stretch goals, which are a digital PDF coloring book, the Art of Snow Bear digital PDF book, and now we're including stickers with every order. So go ahead and pre-order, and if you back that top tier, you're also going to get an original drawing.
And I'll show you some of those here in a second.
Got 2,000 people on TikTok.
Yep.
What other platforms are you on?
We are on YouTube, we are on Twitch, we're on Instagram, we're on X, we're on the Creature Art Teacher app. We are on everything. If it's a streaming platform, we're there.
We were up to over 3,000, but then I started showing non-animation stuff, and we lost folks.
Oh, usually people love the show and tell.
Yeah, as soon as we pulled out the Oscar stuff, it dipped. It's funny. Usually we're showing like maquettes or original drawings. This was like a letter from the Academy.
Hey, look at me.
No, that's so cool though. I think it's cool.
I think it's amazing. The concert tickets and stuff were super cool.
Got 518 shares on TikTok.
Yep.
Keep sharing, folks. Keep sharing.
Yeah, that's why we did the show and tell when we crossed 500.
On TikTok, if you have the little yellow button on the bottom left of the screen, go ahead and tap that, fill out the form, and you get a free course. What other films have you animated? Asked Germ.
I worked on The Rescuers Down Under. I worked on Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Mulan, and I directed Brother Bear. And I just finished my film Snow Bear, which is, people ask me, what's your favorite film you've ever worked on? Snow Bear is my new favorite film I've worked on.
Are there any STL files available for Snow Bear? I'd love a 3D print of Glenn. Actually, yes, there are. If you take Tony Cipriano's Introduction to ZBrush course, we actually include the STL file to print the maquette that he teaches you how to sculpt in that course.
I forgot about that.
That's available on Aaron's website, and the URL for that is at the top of his desk there.
Mitzi says the dedication is elite.
Twitch question, any advice for handling the feeling of someone vocally hating a portrait you made of them?
What? No, you grin and bear it. Someone took the time to make it for you, so.
No, they're saying they're the artist and someone
Oh,
was
is it someone else
displeased.
said?
They were displeased with the portrait.
Oh, well, tell them that, rack it up to experience, give them their money back, and don't do it again for them.
I will say portraits, in my opinion, are one of the hardest things to do. I know you're not a fan of doing them really, Aaron,
How many
right?
have
No.
you done, Nick?
I've done a few.
Yeah? How many? Just
I don't know,
kidding.
probably about 6.
In college, right?
Yeah, and I've done, even in high school I did portraits and stuff too.
Where can I watch Snow Bear?
On the YouTube.
Anytime you're trying to get a specific likeness of somebody, I always found it to be more difficult than like a general person. Especially since people are so used to seeing themselves,
Like, hands are hard.
Well, you know what it also is too? People don't like the way they see themselves on video and stuff too, So like, you see a portrait of yourself and that might not be how your mental image of yourself is, right? I know it's always weird when you hear your own voice on something.
Well, I think also people like flattering portraits of themselves and maybe not the reality.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I like a great portrait.
That's why you flatter them.
Yeah.
Yeah, just flatter them. Make them look like a model. Like an airbrushed.
Part of the way I made money in college was I did caricatures at parties. I would get hired to do that, and I always made the women look good.
Yeah.
Deanne Vieira 781 on YouTube asks, you like playing music. What are your favorite kinds to play?
I like anything guitar centric, singer songwriter. 70s is always a good also genre or period favorite of mine. I like really guitar centric stuff. I like Mark Knopfler, Chris Rea, who recently just passed away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that very recent? Or?
Yeah, 22nd, on the 22nd. Yeah, he just died. He's been sick for so long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's had so many problems.
$2,200 people on TikTok, 369,000 likes, 547 shares.
Thanks, you guys.
Check out the bio for the Snow Bear, the card game, Snow Bear.
We are in our last hour for the Kickstarter campaign.
40 minutes to go.
If you're drawing from Brother Bear, my son was named after one of the bears.
I am drawing the character from my film Snow Bear, although I did direct Brother Bear. That's cool that your son is named after that. Is your son Kenai or Sitka or Denai or Coda?
Coda says, I was named after Coda on TikTok.
That's super cool.
Let us know in the comments if you're named after one of Aaron's characters. We've got Nala,
Yeah.
Raja, any character from Brother Bear counts.
If you're a ghost,
If your name is Yao,
Yeah,
let us
I'm just
know.
going to say. You play basketball and your name is Yao.
Yep. Evan the Critter Wizard on YouTube says, I am backing the card game now.
Hey, thank you. Get us up over the 150K so everyone can get a foil card.
We're so close. But we are closing in on 600% funded. Seriously, everybody, thank you so much for all the support. We've got 39 minutes to go. And thank you to all the supporters of Creature Art Teacher over the years. And we know you all supported, and we know, you've watched on members' live streams as Aaron created Snow Bear the film. Some of you never missed a single stream, which is unbelievable. We did over 450 hours of live streams animating Snow Bear, and some people never missed it. So if you want to get exclusive streams, consider becoming a member over at Creature Art Teacher.
And you can also download the film on our site. And you can get access to all of those as one of the options for in the downloads on the film. You can get access to those streams.
one of my cats is Coda.
Hey,
I've known dogs and cats named Nala, for sure.
so here we go. See him stepping forward.
My first tattoo was the bear totem from Brother Bear.
Hey. Well, if you look at the logo of Brother Bear, which is the paw with the hand inside it, that logo, I actually designed that. That's my design, and that's my hand in the logo. So you can see my crooked, crazy, bendy thumb. That's my thumb in the logo.
And because Aaron is left-handed, that's why it's a right hand.
It's a right hand in there because I was looking at my hand while I was drawing it.
A little bit of trivia for you.
My boyfriend and I love Snow Bear. Want to frame every scene from it. Love from Mexico.
Oh, thank you. Well, we're going to be doing some stuff with it, so stay tuned for that. We might even be doing some future Kickstarter campaigns for some other products from Snow Bear.
Yeah, we have some neat ideas. I Again, for people just joining us, we are doing an impromptu live stream today celebrating the final hours. In fact, we are less than an hour left on Snow Bear the card game, which is our Kickstarter campaign. If you're watching on TikTok, the link is in the bio. Everybody else, the link is in the comments.
There we go.
It's a really fun game. It's kind of like Uno meets Rummy with a little bit of puzzle building thrown in.
Do one more drawing here.
Warren Beatty on Facebook says, nothing to do with Brother Bear, but I'm so vain I probably thought the topic was about me. That was pretty funny.
You're so vain.
This is basically stop motion animation.
Animation is basically stop motion, yes.
Yeah, that's how, so this is a Twitch question, I'm assuming from possibly a younger viewer. This is how animated films, hand-drawn animated films like Brother Bear, Bambi, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast.
This is how they were made, right on paper.
All the way back to Steamboat Willie, Snow White, and even before that, Gertie the Dinosaur. Arm2109 on Twitch says, I want to say thank you for directing and creating Brother Bear. It's my favorite animated film of all time, and it actually helped me get over depression and
Thank
such.
you. Well, it's good to hear, and I'm glad we were able to help. I've gotten a lot of really nice messages like that over the years, and so that makes me very, very happy. Thank you for letting us know. I also want to mention, too, we haven't made it official yet, but I'll just throw it out there. Coming up in May in Los Angeles, we're going to be doing a big event. And we're going to talk for 2 days, May 23rd and 24th, on the art of animated filmmaking. It's going to be an in-person only event. So mark your calendars if you're interested, and we're going to be putting out more information soon.
Were those, Instagram question, were those desks custom made for Disney, or could you just buy one of those back in the day?
No, they were custom made.
They're actually designed by a famous furniture designer, right?
Yeah, well, they were based on the Kem Weber designs.
Right, but I mean, the original ones were Ken Weber designs.
Yeah, the originals were. Yeah, these are based on the Kem, K-E-M, Weber design. So if you're interested, look up Kem Weber. And Kem Weber was a furniture maker that Disney hired back in the 40s to furnish the studio. I had two original Kem Weber chairs in my office when I was at Disney, and they were like $50,000 a piece, each chair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was crazy.
This is so cool. You have 3,000 people on TikTok, 583 shares, almost 400,000 likes. And if you tap that little yellow button at the bottom left of the screen, fill out the form, you get a free course. Also check out Aaron's bio for the Snow Bear the card game.
We are in the last hour of that.
We are actually almost within the last half hour. We are coming up close.
So what are you drawing today?
I am drawing Glenn the polar bear from my film Snow Bear, because we are promoting our Kickstarter for our card game based on the film that I finished this past year called Snow Bear. We're actually shortlisted for the Oscars. We're in the running for nomination right now for the Oscars. So we're keeping our fingers crossed there. And we are trying to raise funds through the game to create more animation and to help polar bears in the wild.
And if you're watching on TikTok, hit that share button and repost. We've got over 400,000 likes and we're closing in on 600 shares. YouTube question. How do you sync the animation with dialogue for a film in this technique?
So when dialogue is recorded, we have what's called a story reel. And so every shot is laid out through storyboards on video. And so when the dialogue is recorded, the dialogue is then laid in, and you lay the dialogue into each shot where it belongs, okay, on the storyboards. And so then when you have the beginning of the shot, the end of the shot, then the dialogue sits within that shot somewhere. So the editor goes through and figures out on what frame each sound falls. And then animator gets that information on what's called an exposure sheet. And that exposure sheet has all the frames laid out so you can, you know where to put your drawings. And it has the dialogue written out on one side of the exposure sheet, so you know on what frame, let's say on frame 30, you have a character saying what. And so you know on frame 30 that his mouth should be making a W sound, ooh, for what. And that's how we would do lip sync. And as we would animate our characters through a shot, we would look at, on the left side, a dialogue track, everything written out, and you could make the mouths the right shape.
Why are you flipping the paper?
I'm flipping the paper to see the movement. So if I flip like this, you see how the head is moving? I'm doing that so that I can see where to put my lines as I'm flipping the paper. You know, I'm looking at this drawing and this drawing, this drawing and this drawing, and so I want to put this drawing or this line in between those drawings. So like here, if you look at that foot, see how it's flipping forward? I want to put this foot here now.
So it's right in between, and that's called an in-between.
What pencil is that?
This is a Mitsubishi Hi-Uni 10B pencil.
This looks like Brother Bear.
It does look like Brother Bear because I directed Brother Bear. So it's going to have similarities. That's the most common thing I keep hearing about Snow Bear, is that this looks like Brother Bear.
Well, especially when it's in pencil form. I mean, if you go watch the film on YouTube, which you can do, by the way, Snow Bear,
which people still say it feels like Brother Bear.
Yeah.
But it's just fine. I take that actually as a, hey, I'm consistent in my style.
Aaron, you are a genius.
Hey everyone, Aaron Blaze here.
I have the same animation stamina as you.
Well, it's if you love something enough, you keep doing it. That's for sure.
YouTube comment, I just ordered the signed card game. A good value, if you ask me.
Well, I think it is too. I'm asking you.
We have always tried to provide a good value. That is the number one goal. That's our business motto.
Yeah.
Is provide a good value for a good price.
And that's what really kept us going for 13 years now.
Yeah. I have an update, Aaron. We are under 30 minutes to go on the Kickstarter.
All right.
We're at 594% funded. Can we hit 600% funded, everybody?
Do you have any courses on animal anatomy?
I do. I've got courses on animal drawing, and I've got a new book that's in pre-order right now called Through the Eyes of an Animator, Drawing Animals the Aaron Blaze Way. And I cover anatomy, but also story and how to get movement and life in your drawings if you're drawing animals, very specifically in the way that I draw them. And so that's in pre-order on my site.
Do you remember Don Bluth's Dragon Lair Space Ace?
Oh yeah. Yep, I sure do. And actually, John Pomeroy, who animated Dragon's Lair back in the day, he and I just did a scene together where he did Princess Daphne, and I did Glenn the polar bear, this character right here.
And that's on your page on most of your platforms, right? Social media?
Yeah.
Yeah, including TikTok. You can see it. Yeah, John Pomeroy was really cool. Came to the house. Iconic. Are you drawing James Baxter?
No.
That was like a way earlier question. They said, "Is this James Baxter?" And I wasn't sure if they were talking about the drawing
Or the horse. Or the horse. Isn't the horse named James Baxter?
Yes, there's a character named James Baxter in Adventure Time, animated, who was also animated by James Baxter.
Oh, it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he animated that.
But I'm friends with James Baxter. And in my opinion, James Baxter is one of the best animators that's ever lived.
Question for the Kickstarter. It says estimated shipping of March 2026. Why? I purchased it hoping as a gift for my brother in February. We put March to allow ourselves extra time. We are hoping to ship before then, but the card game itself, the final copies have to be produced. What we've produced is a prototype. The good news is the manufacturing is right here down the road.
Yeah, we're going to be setting up appointments immediately
Yes.
to get these rolling.
So it very well might be out in time for February, just so you know.
Do you know James Baxter? And have you seen the new Gumball animation?
I haven't seen the new Gumball animation, and yes, I know James Baxter.
It's really good. It's actually really fun. He did a shot in
Is that the
Gumball,
one where the fish and the... Yeah, I saw that.
and then it gets all swishy.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
see that.
Yep, that's Gumball. He did that.
Yeah, I knew that he did that. I didn't know that was Gumball. You see how everything's really spatially done perfectly?
Cody says that's beautifully drawn.
Thank you.
And 12345 says, my brother.
My brother.
My brother.
We are at 25 minutes to go on our Kickstarter. We're almost to 900 backers.
Hey, let's get up to 1,000 backers. Come on, folks. Spread the word. Want me to do some snow bear? We'll do a snow bear
Yeah.
A painting? Or
drawing.
animation, yeah.
Animation. So these will be available on the website, and got a whole bunch here of him walking, and I'll also post these on the social media on the scrubbing back and forth animation that you can do, and so you'll be able to see that.
Is there an easier way to do what you're doing?
No, not hand drawn. Hand drawn is hand drawn.
I mean, there are different methods of
There's
animation.
different methods, but it's not about making it easy. It's about doing it right.
You're going to get a different look if you use a different method.
So let's draw a snow bear here.
Bluey 17 or Blue 17 says, just pledged, can't wait to play. Snow Bear was so incredible and is now one of my most favorite things. Thank you for all the work.
Thank you.
You are so inspiring.
Thank you. So I'm going to give him little coal eyes.
How many pages do you draw in a day?
I try to do about 50.
Is there a French edition for Kickstarter? Do you mean the instructions being printed in French? Because the game itself is visual, so it'll work in any language.
We do not have a French version of the directions, though.
Pretty sure there's features on your phone where it can translate a page, right?
Yeah, and once we have the game live, and we have a page dedicated to the game, we can definitely have downloadable PDFs in other languages as well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Carolyn on Twitter just says, wow, that's a great statement. It's not about making it easy, it's about making it right.
Yeah.
You're doing it all left-handed.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And he's actually right-handed. That's the funny thing. You should see how well he draws with his other hand. His name is Domingo Montoya.
Nick was going to be a comedian, but
Yep.
he decided not to.
Yep.
Any advice for young animators like me?
Draw. Draw, draw, draw. That's the best advice I can give you. The more you draw, the more you learn.
Are you really ambidextrous or just left-handed?
No, I'm just left-handed.
Just left-handed.
So let's draw a little snow bear here.
So how long have you been drawing? I think he means years.
I've been drawing, I'm 57. I've been drawing since I was about 2. All right, so Here we got a little snow bear here. Let's have him look up. Huh? Let's look right at you guys.
Are there apps to teach you how to draw now?
Yes, in
yeah.
fact, we have a Creature Art Teacher app that has all of the courses on our website in it. And we've got some other plans as well. Look up Creature Art Teacher in the App Store or Google Play Store.
Mr. Blaze, I'm looking to buy a new display tablet as my XP pen broke. Which would you recommend?
Aaron uses Wacom.
I use Wacom, but there's a whole bunch of options out there.
iPad is also an option,
Yeah.
depending on if you wanted to use something like Procreate. Although, as far as Wacom goes, they came out with that Move Ink tablet. That's really cool.
It's really good, yeah. See, I'm looking.
Currently working on any project?
Yeah, we've got a few things that we're working on. I've got a prequel actually, to Snow Bear that I've written.
As a feature.
That's a feature length, but I've also got we've got some other features in the hopper. And then, there we go, looking up. And then, but we've got some short ideas that we're working on. We've got a lot of different things. More product ideas, more game ideas.
For everybody on TikTok, we're streaming on multiple platforms, so some questions aren't coming from TikTok. Just to let you know.
Speaking of which, we got a super chat on YouTube, and they said, directing other artists versus animating and drawing everything yourself. What are your thoughts on that? I know you did all the visuals for Snow Bear, and I really respect that. Greetings from Peru.
I've directed as well. I mean, we had a crew of 360 people when I directed Brother Bear. So I've had experience doing both. And so, when you're directing a big crew, you've got to be open to new ideas. You've got to inspire. You've got to listen to people because you'll lose them if you don't. You want your crew to own what they're, when you're making an animated film with a crew, you got to realize it's not your film, it's everyone's film. And so you might have a vision for it, but you want everyone to buy into that vision.
So you're a director, writer, and animator?
Yes.
Your drawings are so good, says K9.
Thanks.
We are closing in on 600% funded, on Kickstarter. Head on over to Kickstarter. We're in the final minutes. We have 18 minutes left. Support the campaign.
What kind of Wacom do you use?
I use a Wacom Pro 32 Touch. Cintiq. I don't really use the Touch, but it's a 32 inch. They don't make it anymore. I think the biggest one they make now is the 27 inch.
So who are you drawing right now?
I'm drawing one of the Snow Bears. Now the Snow Bears aren't animated and they don't move in my film Snow Bear, but I thought it'd be fun to really quickly animate one because I've got an idea for a series there as well called The Snow Bears.
Are you self-taught or did you go to college?
I went to college. I went to the Ringling College of Art and Design in Sarasota, Florida. I actually trained to be an illustrator, and then I had an opportunity to do an animation internship with Disney. So I submitted a portfolio, and I was taught animation at Disney.
You got almost 3,000 people on TikTok and almost at 500,000 likes and 730 shares. Thanks, everybody.
Let's see if we can hit 800 shares on TikTok. That would be awesome. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Twitch comment, I remember watching the Brother Bear extras, and I think the crew made a good call with convincing you and the other directors to make he and I have a younger brother. Yes, that's a good, that was a big thing for us, because I was very resistant to it at first. And so, what I was talking about earlier, listen to your crew. I almost lost the crew because I wasn't listening to them. It was a big learning moment for me as a director.
I am Mirandale says I could watch this all day.
Oh, good.
And we've got a lot of people saying where they're from: Brazil, Texas, Jamaica, India, Philippines, Kansas City, Michigan.
Got Turkey, New Jersey, Sweden, New York,
Turkey and New Jersey?
Switzerland,
Or are they in New Jersey eating turkey?
Netherlands, California.
Poland, Australia, Catalina, Barbados.
I love how international our group is.
Twitch question, is this frame an in-between of the last two frames?
Yes, it is. This is an in-between. Good eye.
On Instagram, I'm watching from Uruguay.
All right.
Peru. Catalina says, I'm proud of you, sir. I'm glad this type of art is still alive with all the AI showing up nowadays.
Well, you know what? It only goes away if we let it go away. So you know what? Let's not let it go away. We all can contribute. Make
Australia.
Human-made art.
Miami, Greece, Brazil, Germany, Minnesota, Iran, Bosnia, California.
Holy moly.
Nice work. Greetings from Peru, Costa Rica, Naples, in Italy.
I grew up in Naples, Florida. Yes, we have a Naples, Florida.
Denmark, France, Trinidad and Tobago. That's a first. I don't think we've had Trinidad and Tobago
No.
say that in the comments before. Saudi Arabia, Florida, Manitoba.
Hey, we were just up in Manitoba. We were in Churchill.
Dominican Republic, Egypt, Guatemala,
Panama.
Croatia.
How do you keep track of which frame you're on? Twitch question.
I keep it all in my head.
Now, if you're
That's just from years of doing it.
if you're working with a team, there's a process called charting.
Yes, but that's really indicating where the drawings go on what frame and how the in-betweens are spaced and all of that stuff.
Charting.
Charting, yep.
UK, Colombia, Indonesia, Uganda, South Africa, Argentina, and Ghana.
Man, we are all over the world right now. I love that, you guys. Thank you.
Oh, Canada is in the house.
I want to give everybody an update on the Kickstarter. We are under 15 minutes to go of the campaign. We're over 595% funded. We are closing in on 900 backers. We're closing in on 600% funded. Tap the link in the bio if you're watching on Kickstarter. Tap the link in the comments if you're watching on other platforms, because while the game itself might be available after the campaign, this is your only chance to get the stretch goals. We've unlocked 3 stretch goals, which are a digital coloring PDF book of all the characters. We've also unlocked a digital Art of Snow Bear book, and every order is going to get stickers included.
Stickers.
Stickers.
That's really what it's.
It's about the stickers, I think.
It's about the stickers.
Yep.
Russia, Brazil, Honduras, Savannah, Georgia, that's close to us.
Yeah.
Cuba, Brazil, Albania, Honduras.
Imagine if we got a comment from Antarctica. That's the one place we've never sold a course
Or
to.
North Korea,
I've looked there.
Venezuela, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia freedom.
I'm from Foley.
We had an Instagram comment question from Emma Louise Ridley. What artists inspire you when you visit galleries, ergo fine artists, etc.?
Sargent, Sorolla, Van Gogh. Sargent's probably my favorite.
It's the final
I'm an
countdown.
Antarctican, but I was born in North Korea.
Is that someone just wrote? That's awesome.
Argentina, Philippines, England.
I'm going to be in London in a little over a week. I'll be in London showing Snow Bear.
Again, if you back the top tier of the Kickstarter, you can get an original drawing by Aaron Blaze. It's a pen and ink watercolor drawing. In fact, maybe we show those again before we wrap up, Aaron. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I just don't want to lose any.
Ecuador,
I'm gonna keep
Germany. What pencil are you using?
I'm using a Mitsubishi Hi-Uni 10B pencil. So if you back the top tier, you will get one of these original paintings of snow bears, all completely different. Every single one is different.
These are pen and ink watercolor paintings on handmade watercolor paper.
Yes.
They're beautiful.
And so I've been working for weeks on these, and I've got a whole bunch more to do. So if you back that top tier, you will be getting one of those along with the game, the deluxe version of the game, which includes 3 extra characters that I created just for that.
Yes, for people who don't know, that's the big difference between the standard edition and the deluxe edition. You get extra cards.
It's extra characters.
Bolivia. Atlanta, Georgia. This is so cool. This is amazing to watch.
Well, it is a lot of fun, and if you want to support us to help us do more of this, then check out the Kickstarter, because we are just about to finish it up. We've been campaigning for 30 days, and we are in the last few minutes.
10 minutes to go, Aaron. 10 minutes to go.
Get in there, folks. Help us out.
On TikTok, that the information for that is in the bio. Just go right to the bio, and it's right there where you can support the card game. Do you ever get paper cuts?
Never.
We have crossed 900 backers. Thank you,
Hey,
everybody.
thanks, you guys. So here we go here. I'm having him look up. He's looking up like, huh? Like someone just said, hey, Snow Bear.
Hey, what?
Hey, Snow Bear. Huh? What? What? Huh? I'll give him a little mouth. Huh? Huh?
Indiana.
Huh?
My 9-year-old is amazed by you with all their growth.
YouTube question. Do you have any wise words to upcoming animators who want to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, you know what? You know how I got here? I draw a lot. I draw every day. And I animate as often as I can. And I'm constantly doing it. I love it. So it really comes from dedication, repetition, wanting to, I draw when I'm on vacation. I draw when I'm at home. I love drawing. So you really got to love drawing.
There's no substitute for pencil mileage, right?
Yep. Hard work trumps talent every time.
Is that normal paper you're using?
This is 22-pound animation paper, 16-field animation paper that I get from Cartoon Supplies, is the name of the company.
What's the hardest thing to draw?
Hands.
A horse descending a staircase backwards?
Yes, a horse descending a staircase backwards. A spiral staircase
Yeah,
backwards.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Which I still think you should do one day.
Yes, actually, that would be kind of funny.
8 minutes to go on the Kickstarter. We got another super chat. Do you watch a lot of animated shows or movies? I'm an animator and I find myself consuming less and less animation over the years, something I feel a little bit guilty about at times.
I'm with you. Yeah, I create a lot of animation, but I don't watch a lot of animation. I watch, stuff when it comes out here and there, but I am totally guilty of the same thing you're talking about.
Yeah, because all like the hand-drawn ones we've already seen a million times. Well, there's no hand-drawn stuff. And I know you watch 3D and all that.
Yeah, occasionally.
It really just boils down to there's not enough hours in the day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you work all day, sometimes the last thing you want to do is deal with more animation, right?
Yeah. But I love doing it. I love creating it.
And
Sort
we
of like
love-
baseball. I love playing baseball. Can't stand watching it.
And you love supporting animation too.
I do. I love supporting animation. As everyone else should. Which
Zao.
brings me to...
Zounji says, come on guys, you're so close. Who's holding that last $100,000 donation to get those foil cards?
Come on.
Who's holding that $1.6 billion donation?
Yeah. Jeff Bezos is in the chat.
The one guy in Arkansas.
Come on, surprise us.
I saw that. It's amazing.
Do you think his life will change?
Nah,
Well, he still hasn't come forward, so he's gonna do the anonymous thing. Like
Yeah.
the smart.
still gonna work.
Yeah, he's still gonna go into
Well,
the
I was bound to determine if we won that, I was taking everybody out to dinner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's getting it at $100.
100 doll hairs.
$100.
What style of animation have you never tried but are curious to try?
I've never done stop motion. I've always wanted to do stop motion. I've never done it.
We actually have a DIY animation course from Tim Hodge where he shows some basic stop motion techniques.
Yeah. So we got a snow bear kind of coming to life here, looking up. Huh?
How do you digitize this?
I photograph it with my phone, actually, believe it or not. I've got a down shooter behind me, and I photograph it with my phone, and then I airdrop it to my computer and import that into my animation software. There we go, look at him. He's looking up. Huh? We did what? We hit 150K? There it is, what? That's 1,500% funded.
What's your favorite animated film?
Bambi.
We have 5 minutes to go and we are just under 600% funded. Let's
Come on,
see if
folks.
we can do it.
Let's get us there. Get us there, folks. There it is right there. This is the low-end game. This is, I shouldn't say low-end. This is the standard edition. If you get the low-end donation, you will at least get this. This is the 144 card game right here. And we've got a 162 card game.
So you get bonus characters in the deluxe edition. And if you order the deluxe edition, you're guaranteed a signed copy. And if you order the top tier, you get a signed copy of the deluxe edition, plus you get an original drawing.
Hey, you got over 3,000 people on, you got 3,300 people on TikTok and almost 500,000 likes.
All right, we are minutes away from our Kickstarter closing, you guys. So if you go to the link in our bio, you can contribute, you can get the game, and you can get support us on creating more animated content. There he is, looking up. Huh?
What animation software do you use when you're animating on your hand-drawn on your Cintiq?
I use TV Paint animation software. TV Paint.
And that is specifically for hand drawing?
Yep. There we go. And let's review some of these other ones that I did for those of you that came in late. These are some of the bear drawings animation that I did. And he's walking in.
How many people worked on Snowbird with you?
I did all of the visuals myself. Vedanta and Claudia helped some of the color, helped do some of the character color. And then we had Mark Mancina, Marlon Espinal write the score. They were the composers. And then John Roche, Charles Kohlmeyer did the Foley work. And then Max Smith and his whole crew at Skywalker Sound did the sound design and the final mix. But I created all the visuals, all the backgrounds, all the animation, all of that.
Hi from New Hampshire.
Hello from New Hampshire.
Do you show the coloring stage of this process? We might do that in a future.
Yeah, we would do that in the future one. So these are going to be available on our site as well, these original drawings. Matter of fact, I'm going to sign each one. And if you,
3 minutes to go on the funding for the card game. Check out the link.
In the bio.
and if you have been sitting on 150K, now's the time.
We are almost to 800 shares on TikTok.
Right on. Thanks, you guys. It's been a really great campaign. And it was more of a kind of an experiment for us to see if this is something that is viable, that we can do again. And it definitely is something we want to do again.
Do you animate from your mind or do you follow a script?
No, I'm animating from my mind.
Those look incredibly hard to draw.
Well, I've been doing this for a long time, and over time, it's like anything else. You learn, you get better at it. Let's see if I can flip
It
this.
seems like the snow bear might be a better place for people to start.
Yes, the snow bear character is a little better place to start. Can you see that?
Yep, on this one you can, I'm not sure. Oh yeah.
So that's him stepping forward.
We are at 1 minute, Aaron.
1 minute.
Woo-wee.
Come on, everybody, get us there. Thank you, guys.
599% funded.
Thank you so much for all the support, you guys. We really appreciate it. We're 1 minute away.
One more order will put us over 600% funded.
Thank you guys so much. And we can't wait to get these games printed, sent out to everybody. I've got a lot more of these to do. For those top tier rewards, I'm going to be creating original paintings for every single person that ordered the
30
top tier.
seconds.
The top tier right here. And I am super excited about that.
Who's going to do the last donation? Put us over the 600% funded.
Back the project. How do you put these drawings into the computer?
You photograph them. I photograph them with my phone, actually. And they go right in.
Modern age of technology.
Yep.
We are done.
Boom.
We are 599% funded. I'm going to round it up and say we hit 600%.
There you go.
So close.
Thank you, everybody.
And thank you, Aaron, for creating the game and designing it.
By the way, you can still order the project through Kickstarter. There is an opportunity for late rewards that is on there, so you can continue to support the project. If you weren't able to complete your submission right in that second, go ahead and continue to support. We appreciate it. We'll be fulfilling every order. We're going to keep taking signed orders right up until we start shipping the game, I imagine.
Yep, absolutely. So if you came in late, you can still get it, hopefully.
Yep, you can. It's set up that way.
There we go. So there's our little snow bear character looking up, huh?
Is this part of a big animation project you're working on?
Yes, it's part of, well, it's part of my film Snow Bear, which it's out on YouTube now. And so you can find the link in my bio on TikTok. You can watch the film and you'll still be able to get, hopefully, the game, although the official Kickstarter is finished.
Can you show some of the paintings that are coming with the top tier?
Yes, so let's show you some of those. Let's show you some of those.
You still have 2,600 people on TikTok.
All right.
Over 500,000 likes.
So, I'm going to do it this way. It's easier. My hands are a little graphite-y.
What's the biggest project you've ever worked on?
I worked on The Lion King. I worked on Beauty and the Beast. I worked on a lot of old Disney classics.
And you directed Brother Bear.
Directed Brother Bear.
From a workload standpoint, it's got to be between that and Snow Bear, right?
Snow Bear is the biggest from a workload standpoint.
850 back.
So these are all
like that.
original drawings that come with the top tier of our Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, you hand painted these. They're so
Yeah, these are all hand
Got
painted.
1,300 people watching.
Everyone
on
is
TikTok.
different. I worked on
Every
The Lion
single
King.
making a
I
snow
worked
beast.
unique original on handmade paper.
I worked on a lot of old Disney classics.
And you directed Brother Bear.
I think
Directed
these should
Brother
probably
Bear.
be framed.
Yes.
My opinion, they're.
From a workload.
Yeah, this is one of the things I really leaned into the idea that they're handmade.
From a work.
So we did it on, it's a handmade film. So these are all handmade pieces of art on handmade
original
paper.
drawings that come with the top
We're
tier
celebrating the human creation.
of our Kickstarter campaign.
We hand painted these. They're so
Yeah, these are all hand painted.
1,300 people watching.
Everyone is different.
That's right.
I worked on
Every
the Lion
single
King.
one's making this
I
film
worked
beast.
unique original on handmade
I
paper.
worked on a lot of old Disney classics.
And you directed Brother Bear.
I think these
Directed
should
Brother
probably be
Bear.
framed.
Lots and lots of them. Yes.
My opinion, they're.
From a workload.
Yeah, this is one of the things I really leaned into the idea
So,
that they're
I
handmade.
think there's still an opportunity.
so we
to
did
get
it on.
these.
It's a
There is.
handmade
Yep.
film.
If you so
So
desire.
these are all handmade pieces of
Handmade
handmade
original
paper.
drawings that come with the top
We're
tier
celebrating.
of the human
That's just through
creation of our
experience.
Kickstarter
I draw with basic shapes to start with, and that helps keep consistency. Then the details are just added later.
I'm so jealous of whoever gets the snow angel.
There's our Tai Chi guy.
Me says, platonically, I love you.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you defined plutonically. I'm glad you defined plutonically.
Aaron, one of the Glenn's frames is missing his bear claws.
I'm glad you defined. Oh yeah, I'll have to go back and fix that. Plutonically.
Do you use animation apps, or do you just animate on paper?
No, I use TV Paint. Matter of fact, all of Snow Bear was hand drawn on TV Paint.
Or do you just animate on paper?
No, I use TV Paint. Matter of fact, all
So
of
you can
Snow
see
Bear
every single
was
one of
hand
these
drawn
is
TV Paint.
Or do you just animate?
A unique
No, I
pose.
use
TV Paint. Matter of fact, all
So
of
you can
Snow
see
Bear
every single
was
one of
hand
these
drawn
Support
is
Snow Bear, the
TV
card
Paint.
game, at the
A
top
unique
tier, you can get
pose.
one of the
TV
originals.
Paint. Matter of fact, all
So
of
you can
Snow
see
Bear
The
every
official
single one of
campaign
these
just ended, but
drawn
there's still
is
information in the bio where
a
still
unique
get the
pose.
original,
TV Paint.
essentially one of
Matter
these.
of fact, all of
you can
Snow
see
Bear.
The
every
official
single one of
campaign
these
just ended, but
drawn
there's still these are lovely. Nothing beats human maker.
I agree.
Essentially one of these.
Oh, did it? Oh well.
These are lovely. Nothing beats human maker.
So far, we just. It's right there. Oh well.
Well, we hit the main thing anyway. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Are we going to call it?
It's right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and call
It's
it.
still gonna have to be stopped somehow. because-
Well, we hit the main
Yeah.
thing anyway. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody,
I
for
can stop
tuning
it
in.
from mine.
Are we going to call it?
It's right
Yeah, well,
there.
thanks you guys. That was a lot of fun, and thank you for an amazing 30 days.
I can stop it.
Um,
Are we going to call it?
This one, look at this. I didn't realize that I had already and done thank this you for an painting, amazing and I did
30
another
days.
painting here.
So someone
It's a double.
is going to
This
get a
one,
double.
yeah, someone gets a double. I didn't realize that I had already.
You should
done
get
this
a
painting,
hinged frame
and I did
for
another
it,
painting here.
so you can flip it on the wall, like it depends on
Someone
the
gets a
double.
double. Yeah,
Which
someone
one you
gets
want
a
to show up there.
realize that I had already done
Thanks, everybody. There's still an opportunity to back the Kickstarter. You can still pre-order the game by doing so. Signed copies. Thanks, everybody. There's still an opportunity to back for letting us hit our goal. You can still pre-order the game by doing so. Continuing to post updates, everybody, and very soon, showing you some behind the scenes of the production process. I was thinking we'll show some behind the scenes stuff. We'll go to Shuffle Lake.
Yes.
Take some pictures, share that as well.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I was thinking we'll show some. Those hand-drawn cards are so beautiful. People are saying.
Oh, thank you. Well, I've got a lot more to do. That's 50 right there, and I've got about
Those hand-drawn cards are
probably
so
about
beautiful.
80 of them that I got to do. Oh, thank you. Well, I've got a lot more to do. That's 50 right there, and I've got about
I
probably about 80 of them that I got to do. Oh, thank you. Well, I've got a lot more to do. Yeah, so we'll get going. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. I've got a lot more to do.
Bye, everybody.
So we'll get going.